Good evening, Des Moines, Iowa, and the world. Welcome to the N Lefty program, broadcasting to you live from the Northside Studios of webcast1live.com. As always, this is Lefty bringing you the perspectives you love from the sides you hate. And across the table from me, Gulliver has arrived from his travels.
Who arrived?
Gulliver arrived from his travels.
I thought you said
all of those L's are really hard to say. You'd think that after with a name like Lubinus, I would be used to it by now.
Yes,
Dr. Petrosh, Doc, welcome back. How are you feeling?
You know, I'm feeling pretty good. I ran across this nugget of wisdom on the way here.
Oh, man.
I need to share it.
What kind of wisdom is that?
Life is tough for a boy named Sue. And I figured,
listen, Johnny Cash, are you?
Oh yes, I had a little bit of that on the way in. That was all a bit of all right. Oh, we're doing a little bit of advertising for a local company.
Oh, did QT come up with a little bit of the funds there?
Well, no, but here's the story. You know the come and go up there on the corner.
Yep.
One day it wasn't there. I stopped to get my usual lotto because, you know, as a doctor, I need the lotto so I can retire. And that's no joke, because with Obamacare and with Brandstad care, it's really been a giant stick in the eye for doctors in Iowa. Anyway, stopped by to get my lotto ticket, and I went, well, that's strange. It doesn't say come and go. So I walk in, and it says, we're closed for good, and see you later. I'm like, well, hold on, we lost our neighborhood come and go.
How'd you get in?
Well, I banged a lot on the door, and then this poor little guy was like, well, we're closed, and I need lotto. All right. So he let me in, but it turns out it was a get and go or a QT or something like that. So we lost our local come and go, which is sad because, you know, Bill Krause died, last year before?
Yeah.
And, boy, you should have seen that guy's place. Well, I went out to his auction, and he had all kinds of really neat stuff. There's a gas pump. I'm telling you what, that thing went for $12,000.
I'll tell you, it's those guys from the Crosses, the Stillwells. I'll tell you, it's there are cool monuments around the Des Moines metro from some of those guys that kind of built up the businesses that are still in. I mean, come and go is not hurting. Let's just they launched their big old and more campaign last year, and that they've been remodeling. See, the thing is, they've been trying to find where they fit with the big. I mean, the big three here in Des Moines at this point is Come and Go, QT, and Casey's.
Yes,
QT. We talk to people around town, and no one cares about going into the convenience store for the most part. But if you do, you go in for a specific reason. So Casey's, you're going to get pizza. And I say that because people get gas on whatever side of the street that they're driving on. You don't make a left turn basically to go to the gas station unless you have to. So
you bet.
People go to Casey's to get the pizza. People go to QT because it's bigger. They have more stuff to offer. Their fountain is a little bit more extensive. And from my perspective, they have great hot dogs. That is my the grossest confession that I can make on this show is that for some disgusting reason, I enjoy QT hot dogs. I hate all other kinds of hot dogs except QT hot dogs. Come and Go, kind of the old guard, you know, doesn't have the small town identity like Casey's does, but has more of the, you know, we've been around for a long time and we're everywhere. In the state of Iowa, and they were looking for a little bit of a brand recognition.
Yep.
And so they've been remodeling everything, and the new big come and goes are nice.
Yes, they are.
But and the big new cases are nice, and it feels like those two are trying to compete or trying to catch up with what QT's got going on.
Well, I'm going to tell you that whoever, I think it is QT that bought the come and go, might have been get and go. Whoever it is really taking it on the chin because. No, I was there. Remember, I mean, you lived in the hood with me, and I will tell you, remember, you could go down there Sunday, 10 o'clock at night, there's 5 or 6 cars in the parking lot. It was like that the whole time. I stopped by yesterday, pick up my lotto tickets. It's 5:30. I am the only person in the store. There's nobody at the gas pumps or anything. So I was telling one of my neighbors, they're like, well, how come and go moved? Well, because, you know, a half a mile to the east, they have a come and go. Half a mile to the west, they have a come and go. Half a mile to the north, they have a come and go. and half mile south. They have
well, and there's that come and go on Hickman that's just huge.
Yeah,
and that was a thing that about 9 months ago, about a year ago, they were reallocating resources and closing the smaller, less performing stores around the city. Kind of moving those funds to other places that they were getting more foot traffic, because we all know that the margins for selling gas at these gas stations are very, very skinny. The convenience store does not have control over the prices the way that we think they do. It's set by whatever distributor that is working with the oil company that's working in the refinery. It's a big system. So the convenience stores are making their money selling their fountain pop and their snacks inside. And so that's why you're seeing these people invest. Casey's, I mean, when we got over the scare of that Canadian company coming in and buying up all the Casey's back in 2008, 2009, something like that, because everybody remembered, oh man, most of us grew up in small towns. Most of us got Casey's Taco Pizza on a Friday when we were growing up. We can't lose the Casey's, and sort of help save the company a little bit. Come and Go is trying to grab a little bit of that nostalgia, and I've seen some of that old print advertising, some of those old commercials from the 50s and 60s. As a guy that moved to Iowa in 1988 and 89, something like that, it's a little bit, it tugs on the little heartstrings. I wouldn't even know what to do with a guy that spent his entire childhood in Indianola.
Yeah. So
don't like you.
Yes.
I'm throwing that to you.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm a little jet laggy. It was a long trip home. I dodged the Delta blackout. Did you see the meme on the?
I did not.
Delta
I did not.
They figured out what happened, and somebody unplugged one of the computers. So
these things happen.
Oh yeah. Well, I will tell you. Here I got two stories about Casey's real quick. One, that was one of my mom's very first investments was Casey's, and I don't know how long she held on to it. 45 years, however long she did. And the moment she sold it, boom, it went. I mean, it must have doubled in price in 6 months. And then the second thing is, I have an old girlfriend whose sister, for a long time, was the gal that made up the recipes, and she's the gal that came up with, hey, let's have some of these great pizzas. I kid you not, gal from Indianola, Iowa. So anyway,
there you go.
To them.
Well, we should probably explain to people in the next segment, because I guarantee we're coming up on a break.
Yeah, we are.
Why you're so jet laggy and what you've been doing to get that way.
You know what? I have been doing my usual, staying up late and doing nothing. No, I got back from Ukraine. It was very interesting. Usually I do an update, and I'm usually crapping on the Russians about how what a bunch of morons they are. And the truth is it was quite a bit of a different trip this time around.
Well, so why don't we talk about that in the next segment?
Well, yes, we will. We'll talk about Ukraine right after this break. We want to thank everybody for tuning in, because without you, we couldn't do what we do without you. We want to thank all our sponsors. Thanks, Batty. I was a little laggy there. Des Moines Anesthesia at 515-574-6442. Halo Capital at DesMoinesInterestrates.com. Lubinas Law Firm and Bertrosh Associates. We'll be back right after this break.